4 minutes after the hour now to another Fox News alert. The Israeli Security Cabinet meeting today after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reportedly approved a plan to occupy the Gaza Strip.
A source telling a prominent Israeli journalist, quote, Hamas will not release hostages without total surrender. If we do not operate now, the hostages will die of starvation and Gaza will stay under Hamas control. The mandate for a deal was broad, but we did not get agreement, so we will go for occupation. Dov Hikind is the founder of Americans Against Antisemitism, and he joins us now. Dov, good morning to you. So right now the IDF controls 75% of the Gaza Strip. Under this new plan that the prime minister reportedly approved, they would go for the whole thing. They would occupy the entire strip, including areas where the hostages are being held, which could put them in danger. So there is a lot to consider here. This plan does need approval of the cabinet. Do you think it will get approved? And if so, is this the right move?
I believe, first of all, good morning and thanks for having me. I believe it will be approved by the cabinet. And Israel really has absolutely no choice. There was a deal on the table. Israel was prepared to make concessions to get back some of the hostages. And Hamas, with the support that it is getting from radicals all over the world, they believe they're winning. They believe that their plan, what they are demanding that they be able to keep their weapons and that they continue to control Gaza into the future. That's impossible. That can never happen. The leaders of Hamas just a couple of days ago said, applauded what happened on October 7th and said, we will do it again and again. And we can believe Hamas when they say that. So Israel really has no choice. I wish they would just finish the job that they started a long time ago, do whatever they can to bring the hostages home. And most important is to destroy this Nazi organization, Hamas, remove them from power in Gaza. And that is the only solution. Hamas thinks they're winning. They're running the show. They want Israel to release hundreds of terrorists who have murdered hundreds of Israelis and so on and so forth. So Israel, tough, difficult, but Israel has no choice but to finish the job in Gaza.
The move for a full military occupation was reportedly made without the input of the Israeli military chief. The IDF has previously also been against a full occupation because of fear, to Carly's point earlier, that hostages would be killed. Does any of that give you pause, Dov?
Look, of course we are concerned. There's no question about that. But the Prime Minister of Israel represents the country and the future of the country. Look, I would not want to be in the shoes of the Prime Minister of Israel and the choices that he needs to make for the future of the people of Israel. We don't want to see what happened on October 7th happen again. And if Hamas remains in power, and that's what will happen if we follow the French and the English and the rest of the world who are talking about ceasefire. What does ceasefire mean? It means victory for Hamas, and that cannot happen.
And the latest message out of the Trump administration is that they want an all-or-nothing deal. Trump, Witkoff said, now believes that everyone should come home at once, no piecemeal deal. So we will see if there is still room for diplomacy. Americans Against Antisemitism founder Dov Hikind, thank you for joining us.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.